That's a nice sound to make before doing a recording, huh? Ugh. Today is Saturday, October 10th, 2015. 10:10. I want to talk a bit about, and this is not about judgment at all. This is just about understanding. It's never about judgment. Judgment is, in my opinion, which is just my opinion, judgment is the opposite of love. Love is all possibility. Love is yes. Judgment is no. Judgment is that's the end. It's over. There's no hope and that kind of thing. So this is just something that I was thinking about. People who are self-centered. Okay? That's not a judgment. It's just a personality trait, right? And at any rate, people who are self-centered, eventually you're going to disappoint them. Here's why. Because in their existence, they are the reason. We are the center, of course, of our own existence in a way. But the we that is at the center of their existence is the ego part of themselves. That's the part that we don't want to be the center, because that's what fucks everything up. But what happens is the ego is the center, the reason, the I don't know, the narrator, it's just the one. Always, the spotlight's always on the ego, and getting and having it fed, having it satisfied, quote, satisfied, having its desires met, having its self stroked, the ego having its ego stroked. And at some point, if you're dealing with a person like this, you're going to disappoint them no matter what you do, because that's not the way it's supposed to work. And you are going to have other obligation type things. You're going to have other situations in your life and this and that and the other thing. And at some point, they're not going to be it. And it's, so it's going to come off like you're ignoring them, or that you're belittling them, or you're putting them way down at the bottom of the importance list of things in your life, or whatever it is. And even if whatever you're doing has nothing to do with them, remember, and for somebody like this, everything has to do with their ego. And when you say something, it can be met with irritation, annoyance. If they're taking it, which often happens, the ego will find a way to have an issue with something that you're going to say or do at some point. Even if, hey, you said the sky is blue, somehow it's going to get twisted up to something about them. And that's why it takes so much energy to be around ego serving type personalities. But ego serving type personalities, say that 10 times fast, they seem to attract and adhere to each other, because they kind of understand each other's, they vibe on that same frequency or on that wave together, and they get it. But if you're not in that place, you can't do that thing. And so what happens is if you're coming from a place of love and not ego motivated, and you send out love, it's always going to be sent out. You're not even That's just part of who you are now. It's not something that you are devising, or you're manipulating into something, materializing. It just happens because if you have love in you, it's going to come out everywhere, and it feels good when you feel it come back from the other person, but it doesn't always. And if it doesn't come back from the other person, that's okay, because when you send out love, some of that is coming back to you immediately anyway, so you can be happy about that. I started a thought, but even if you send out love and it's not met, it can still be met with, you know, with not the intention it was sent out for. And then, which case, you just kind of, you say, you can know within yourself. That's why the scriptures say there is no judgment, because you know within yourself that you have sent out love. And, it's not my fault or my problem what you manage to twist it into after that, and it can't become my issue. If it becomes an issue for somebody, then, then it's their issue. Now, at that point, we can, you know, we can sit and fester with it. We can wonder, we can this, we can that. Or if we know that we're dealing with somebody who gets down like that, we can just say, you know what, I did my thing, and now I'm going to go do some other thing, and I'm not going to let it contaminate me now. The thought of it. Okay, even the thought of it, and it is the thought of it. That's all there is, right? Just the thought. Even if you're not like dealing with somebody, if you walk away from a situation and it's still in your head, it's festering. We cannot let that happen. We have to just be fine with, I did my thing the best I could. Not even my thing. I let love flow through and try to do its thing. And that's it. That's it. You go in your house and you go make yourself a sandwich, and you put on a funny movie, or you do whatever it is that's going to keep you up. And whenever those destructive, poisonous, toxic thoughts try to interrupt your peace, you say, bullshit. You're not invited. You're not invited to this party. I didn't make enough. There's not enough sandwich here for the two of us. You got to go. And that's it. But it takes practice because, however, whatever our age is, that's how long we have been living in that kind of drama. And so it doesn't necessarily fall off very easily at all times, but, and it can, there is a feeling, it's true, when we have sent out love and it's met with some other thing, with disappointment, that kind of hurts inside a bit, because the love that comes out is like a gift, and it does kind of feel like when you give someone a gift and, but even worse, because it's in your gut. If you give someone, if you've thought it through and you've anticipated that hopefully they will be pleased with this gift that you thought, you picked it special, you had it gift wrapped special, and you were anticipating a favorable reception. And if the person, opens it and, just like, yeah, thanks anyway. You know, ouch. you know, um, but multiply that, because love feels good. It's like, watering your plants, love is the water or the sunshine that's shining on the flowers, and it just loves to just give and to provide for well-being. And when it's not accepted, but it's not hurt feelings, which is the difference. If somebody doesn't want your gift, a crummy gift that you got at Macy's, it's like, well, whatever. I mean, it's still kind of, but that's more of an ego thing. If you get all twisted up in those feelings, those hurt emotions, where these emotions are not coming from our mind or coming from our egos, not coming from our pride or anything like that. It's a sadness, but not a sadness for me or you if you're the person who gave love. It's a sadness for the situation. That's what it is. It's just like, because when love is exchanged, it's a beautiful thing and it intensifies. And it's almost like a new creation is born when two people, whatever two people, even if it's just within a fraction of time, something beautiful is made. And so anyway, the feeling is sadness of the potential that was there, but there was just kind of like a withering thing that happened on the other end. Now, the withering thing won't happen to us unless we decide to, just, staying in that place. And we can't do that. We can't do that. Because then love is not going to be able to flow through freely when we're blocking some of that. And anyway, that's all. If you're in a situation like that, or you've been in a situation like that, maybe you'll be able to relate to these words and these feelings. But, all we can do is the best we can do. Okay? We're in this place right now. And, when love is working through us, and then it manifests in some way, as long as we are completely on board with it and we're trying to let it do its thing, that's all we can do. And because we've gotten so used to letting the mind be at the wheel all the time, it's so easy for us to allow the mind to jump in and start doing things with the memory of an event, which, the event of somebody, not feeling our love. It's so easy for the mind to jump in. It's always coming in at the inappropriate time. Mind was meant for a function, but it always wants to go more, do more, what it's not made for, it's not designed for, and everything gets all fucked up. So we don't want to let it, we don't want to let our minds start to mess around with this stuff, because it makes our movement, it hinders our movement that much more. So hopefully this was something, again, that was helpful to some, and I hope you're having a pleasant day. Much love.